More essential workers are getting vaccinated in Maricopa County with the arrival of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. A vaccination event kicked off this morning at Cesar Chavez High School in Phoenix. Public transit workers employed by Valley Metro, the city of Phoenix, and a handful of other transit companies will be able to get their shots at this site through the weekend. And we caught up to a transit worker who hasn't been able to see his niece because she was born during the pandemic.
Because of the work that I do and because of being directly involved with the public, I have not been able to see my newborn niece. And now that I've received this vaccination today, within a week or two, I will be able to hold that precious baby and say hello for the first time. So very excited about that.
Well, Postal Service workers are also able to get vaccinated at this location. It runs from today through Sunday. By the way, there are about 4,000 transit workers who serve the metro area.
Arizona's COVID-19 transmission rate is declining as more people are getting vaccinated. It's some great thing to see, but several healthcare leaders are warning it's too soon to be loosening restrictions. Fox 10's Nicole Garcia is live with more on this tonight. Nicole?
Well, the good news is that Arizona's top health official says we are on track to open up the COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to all adults by May 1st, just as President Biden's goal was set. But healthcare advocates are warning right now is not the time to be getting back to normal. And they're urging lawmakers and the public to keep their guard up until we get to some point of herd immunity.
That between 70 and 90% of the population would need to be vaccinated in order to achieve herd, or what we like to think of in the medical community as community immunity. Arizona is nowhere near this number right now, and we shouldn't be throwing gasoline on a fire that we're slowly starting to finally get control of.
Right now, just over 10% of Arizonans are fully vaccinated. About 20% of the state's population has received one dose. And Arizona's top health official says we're on track to open up eligibility to those 45 years and over on April 1st. And then the general population would be eligible to get the vaccine starting May 1st.
We anticipate that it would take us about 3 to 4 weeks to move through each of the age groups.
As far as when she projects Arizona could reach herd immunity,
I'm hoping that by the summer, we'll have that 55 to 60% of those people who said, yes, I'm going to take that vaccine when it's available to me. I think then getting past that, we're going to have to do more education and more outreach to reach that 70s. So maybe by the fall, it's hard to say right now.
Meanwhile, doctors are anticipating a potential uptick in COVID cases later this month as people plan gatherings and travel for spring break.
The facts tell us again and again that until we achieve that 70% of vaccination rate in Arizona's population, that we need to continue to double mask, we need to continue to physically distance.
And that one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine that just started getting administered here in Arizona this week. Meanwhile, the state expects more than 300,000 more doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines to arrive here next week. Reporting live, I'm Nicole Garcia, Fox 10 News.